Hello and greetings. Assalamu alaikum. This is Light of Isra podcast that you're listening or watching. I have a very special guest today. Before I introduce her, please remember to subscribe if you haven't already. There are many programs that I'm bringing. Last week was amazing guest, and this week you will be delighted to have another guest on my podcast, which is going to be published tomorrow, and that is Secrets of Divine Love's author, A. Halwa. So I hope you will join in there and also listen and watch the special guest that I have today, and that is very timely guest actually. It is most charged, I should say charged election time, and we have somebody from our Massachusetts 4th District. So I have my special guest today, and please, I would love you all to connect with her and welcome her on my podcast and let me know what you think of her. Go ahead, Ihssane. Please introduce yourself, who you are, and what do you do?
Well, Assalamu alaikum, Shah, and thank you so much for hosting me in this really timely time, as you said, as we approach a historic campaign of, could be one of our lives.
Yeah.
I am proud to be a former candidate for the U.S. House of Representatives for Congress here in Massachusetts 4th District, a district that covers 34 towns and cities from Fall River to Brookline, a district that is truly diverse in people's backgrounds and ethnic backgrounds and religious backgrounds and professional backgrounds, and where I got to meet with so many great people who supported me and many who supported other great candidates who also ran in this race.
Very nice. Thank you so much for being here, taking out time. I know it's a busy time, and I'm sure you are on the road, or are you working from home? How is it working nowadays?
So I am honorary co-chair on the Yes on 2 campaign for ranked choice voting in Massachusetts. So I've been busy promoting ranked choice voting, answering questions with voters, and I will be actually hosting an Instagram live on Saturday night with Bessie Sweet, who championed ranked choice voting in Maine, and will be answering live questions.
Oh, nice. Where can we find your link? Is it on your website, or is there a place where we can find?
Yes, it's at Ihssane Leckey for my Instagram. Yeah.
Ihssane Leckey, just the way it is on your on Instagram. Yeah. Okay. I'll put that link as well. So I want you to let us know how can we support this election and what can we do? How can we learn more about what is the issue? How can we come forward as a layperson?
Thank you. Yes, we should. I think this is a time for us to truly unite and believe that we can give our democracy another chance. I think, especially when I speak with voters who are undecided on the presidential election, I say this is the time where you're going to actually give us a chance to be able to fight for what we believe in. So if you vote to unseat Trump, if you vote for Biden-Harris, you are going to give all Americans a chance to fight for our rights. If that is universal health care, if that is environmental justice, and more, we're going to be able to actually rally the Biden-Harris administration and feel that, we will be listened to.
Yep. Thank you. So I'm debating, should I begin with you? What made you go into this challenging field? What made your decision?
Well, it's a long story, Shua.
Okay.
I grew up in Meknes, Morocco, a little city in North Africa, where my father taught Arabic to 5th and 6th grades.
Oh.
And my mother, who grew up on the farm, she raised my 3 brothers I was a surprise child.
Oh, wow.
10 years later, I showed up.
Okay, okay.
And so, I mean, we grew up paycheck to paycheck. We didn't, vacations meant that we drive 40 minutes to, not drive, we take a taxi 40 minutes to my grandma's house, and that was the summertime for us. And, I think what truly stayed with me was the values that I was raised on, is to help the most vulnerable. My dad, he did a lot of work for girls in education in Morocco. He walked to faraway farms and told farmers about how sending their daughters to school will actually bring potential to the farm and grow their business. He was the kind of a man who truly, believed in speaking to people in the streets and motivating them and changing their minds on, what could actually be of benefit to our society as a whole. And I learned a lot from that. I came to the U.S. when I was 19, going on to 20. I did everything that I could to survive. I was in New York City.
Oh, wow.
I mopped the floors in restaurants. I babysat. I earned some minimum wage.
Wow. A real story of an immigrant, huh?
Yes. So it's your typical.
Typical.
Well,
depends.
A lot of what we hear is more of the immigrant experience. That's what we hear. The immigrant experience, where most people think of their parents or their grandparents when they came here, and how they had to go through the hurdles of poverty to become successful. And what I had experienced was that poverty will never be a token and will never be a condition for success. Poverty sets you back. Poverty takes away the opportunities and the potential that you could have achieved if you didn't have to be brutalized and to be traumatized by being housing insecure, by being healthcare insecure, by being denied a bank account, et cetera, et cetera. And so these are things that really motivated me to look at our country, the United States of America. So, you asked me, when did I start to think this way?
Yeah.
And it's actually more recent